Jack, it's good to see you
Amazing.
again, man. What's going on?
Good to see you too, dude. Yeah, just I don't know. It's nice to be I don't know catching up again, but obviously we're a bit more of a stranger topic than usual, but nonetheless, it's always a pleasure to see you. Otherwise, yeah, I've been just chilling up in Sydney and just easing back into life.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome, man. That's cool. Well,
Yeah,
of course, it's sad news, but Void Division
that's it.
will be calling it a day after, the What I'll Leave Behind tour, which kicks off
That's it.
on February 14. And man, it's incredible what you guys have done and achieved throughout the years. And man, it's wrapping up on Valentine's. No, it starts on Valentine's Day in Brisbane.
That's the one. Yeah, it's
Man,
a happy accident.
oh really? Hey man, what a way to
That's
kick
it.
off, but
I know.
lots of love for you guys, of course. Less than a month away now. How are you feeling about it?
It's a strange feeling for sure. Like I feel like you're only ever gonna have one of these kind of feelings in your life. I don't think I don't know. It's strange. I feel like it's the same as like when you're kind of ending a big chapter of your life, whether it's like a job or a relationship or I don't know. In this case, especially like it's been a very, very large portion of my life in terms of kind of all I've really known since I left high school. So it is. I don't know. We've all come to terms with it now and had time to kind of revel in it and just I don't know have our peace and it's been a strange experience. I'm not going to lie, but it's exciting at the same time because it's a chapter closing and a new one beginning. So I'm just really happy to I don't know have experienced all of the experience I have because I think at the end of the day I know I would never be where I am right now if it wasn't for the past 12 years. It's crazy to think about.
Well, the tour wraps up on February 22nd in Perth. Is that the last ever show you've got planned? Is that the final one?
So yes, as we're no there's no John Farnham sort of moves for now. So
No.
yeah, that will it's weird because like wrapping it up in Perth, I do think like it's been strange with kind of trying to fit in a whole discography into like the set length that we've been given on this
Mm.
tour. And I don't know, like I think we're very as much as it's been like an experience, we kind of do want to finish it at home too. So I don't know, there may be a chance of maybe one more show down the track, just to one big last kind of send off, just a Melbourne sort of spectacular, but it's all up in the air at the moment, but this tour is being treated as the final shebang, so we're going to give it exactly that.
And you're bringing Gideon, Unity from Texas, or Unity Texas. I always get confused with bands that have got that TX. Do you say it's Unity Texas?
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm guessing I just call them UnityTX. It's strange because
yeah,
I've seen it with like Kublai Khan do it
yeah.
as well, and I think it's when it's so weird. It's like a Texan band has like some issue with like another band that might be the same name,
Yeah.
slapping a TX on the end. It doesn't even ruin the name. It makes it sound harder and like
Don't
heavier.
say
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
it.
It's like a bonus if you're from Texas. Like Boy Division already exists. Boy Division TX it is. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
sick.
I think I need to add a TX to everything I do now. Uh, you know,
Yeah, I know.
um,
Everblack TX is a nice ring to it.
but and Gnosis as well, from
Yeah,
Japan. Great bands though. You've toured with these
fantastic.
guys before.
Yes, yeah, that's it. I think we've hit everyone but Unity. We've crossed paths with before, and I think that's the biggest like it's a shambles because I think that they are the coolest fucking band in the world, and I don't understand how they haven't been hyped more than they are because it's so fucking cool what they do, and I think once they actually click onto a radar, I'm so excited to bring them here for the first time because people seeing that here, I know our country will love it. And I
Mm.
know that fans of heavy music here will just lap it up because it is such an awesome crossover there of just genre to bring into our fucking heavy world that I don't know, like I haven't seen it in a long time and I know it just makes all the sense in the world for them to be a massive fucking band, but they're not yet, and we want to try and make that happen. So that's why we're getting them over here.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And man, I couldn't imagine it being an easy decision to wrap things up after, all you've been through personally, and the band has been through. I
Mm.
understand it would be very hard. when did you guys sort of sit down and have the conversation about calling it a day?
I think it was weird because it was during the sort of rollout of the What I'll Leave Behind album campaign. So we'd finished the US tour and we'd gotten back home, and for the first time we had just 3 months at home to kind of chill and do our thing, and before we get back into the thick of it again with touring. And that's usually the time where we just sit back home and reflect, and
Mm.
either you spend it kind of really bummed out that you're not touring or you haven't got anything like going on in the band world that you're getting rest for, or you kind of use it as a opportunity to like make a big change or such. And I think for a long time now, like we haven't been utilizing those times like in the best period. And obviously this album that we created proposed a lot of grandiose questions that we were asking ourselves during the recording process, like a lot of big life questions for the first time. And I think that really sat with me this time around, and that made a lot of big changes in my life for the better. And I think I was finally looking at it just like, hold on a minute, like I need to look at like my future here more now than ever with my health considered and just everything else going on in my life, and think about what the future does hold for myself. And I opened up to the guys and they were really supportive about it. A lot of them felt similar ways in just terms of like, I don't know, the future and how much they wanted to put into it, and where like the band would be. Like we were at a stage where we were going to need to elongate our future for like 3 to 5 years. And we were thinking, damn, what does our life look like at the ages of like, I don't know, we're all getting to the 30 like plus stage now, and we'd be all like 33, 34 at that stage, and thinking, okay, what are we going to be doing at that stage in our lives? And I don't know, for the first time in our lives, we actually thought about it in that context. And I don't know, it was nice to like have the support from the guys that I wanted to step back and focus on my health and
Yeah.
all of that sort of stuff. And I couldn't thank them more, because it's been a tumultuous ride, because a lot of it was during the Parkway tour as well, that was kind of a solidified decision. And so we're kind of balancing that as well as playing the biggest shows of our life in the country. It's a very bizarre feeling to kind of share those two moments, and all in the moment to celebrate the album release as well. It was a lot going on at once, but I don't know, it all feels really healthy now. We've had the time to just sit with it, and
Mm.
now we're just anything but excited for this last tour in February. So it's just been like a really, really wild journey of emotions. But yeah, it was not an easy decision by any means. But we're I don't know. It is a rough kind of go, like having to think about it all over again. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a strange thing to end a period of your life like that, like I was saying earlier. But lots of emotions come up and down with it. But I think overall, I don't know, we're just happy and we're just reflecting upon what has been now, which is really cool.
Well, I mean, over the last 12 years, you guys have just smashed it and achieved massive things, which is stuff that, guys and bands like myself like dream about, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's so inspiring. What was what was the biggest thing that for you? What was that moment where it all sort of sunk in and, you know, what was it? Opening for Parkway, or was it the tours, or what was the biggest moment?
I have the one that popped straight to my head of like, I don't know, when we made the decision, I was feeling really quite elated, because like it's kind of like a big thing off your chest, and
Yeah.
it's kind of just like getting that out of the way. And then on the Parkway tour, um, I don't know, that was such a bucket list thing for us. And then when a couple of the shows didn't go ahead, we were kind of there. We were standing in the middle of like an empty Kudos Bank Arena while we're waiting for stuff to get set up, and we'd just gotten the news that we wouldn't be playing, and we were just like, damn, like we're never going to be able to do this again. And I was just thinking, damn, it's a crazy realization to think of all the moments that I hadn't stopped and smelt the roses a bit and sort of like taken things for granted, because it just moved so quick. And it's crazy to me that like we've gone through all this experience, and there's moments that I can't remember because I haven't sort of like reveled in the moment, or I've taken it a bit for granted, and it made me feel a bit like cut up inside. And I don't know, it's really important, I think, from here on out. It's a lesson that I'm taking into life now. I've just got to really relish all the moments and just remember every bit as their own, and I don't know, take it all for what it is, and not be, I don't know, like selfish about it at all. But that was kind of a bit of a springboard moment that all of that came flooding back, and it was just like, wow, like we have done a lot, and I feel like maybe I haven't been as present as I wish I was for those moments.
It's hard to be though sometimes
Oh yeah,
because
it
when
is.
you do that stuff, even, I've done the odd support here and there, you get so excited in the build up and then
Yeah,
the show's like, huh, and then you're driving home and you're like, what the fuck just happened? You're
it's
like,
like a flash in the pan, man. It's
yeah,
crazy. Like, yeah, that's I can't remember where I saw it was. I think one of my friends or peers might have said it. Like, music is literally like 95% waiting and then 5% doing stuff. Like, it's just
yeah,
such a short, like, kind of measurement of that 30 minutes on stage or more, and you're preparing so much for it. Then you're right, just poof, just gone. It's
that's it.
nuts. Like, it's hard with how fast life moves and I don't know the pace of just day to day at the moment and how the world works. It makes it difficult to kind of like take it all in and face value.
That's it. That's right. And man, of course, do you remember your first jam with the guys going back
Oh yeah,
12 years ago?
it was crazy. I remember like because we kind of had all been introduced by each other. So for example, I already knew George and I sort of brought him into the room. Our first bassist, Matt, like was my manager at McDonald's. And so he brought me across and like, yeah, it's hilarious. And then Mitch and James kind of met with Matt and like he brought them in and I don't know, it was a very strange kind of getting together of all these weird personalities that had never really met before. And it was a very dynamic situation because I think George at the time, he'd grown up in Germany, so he just moved to Australia and like his first, I don't know, kind of creative experience was just jumping in a practice room with these four Australian dudes and just cutting it sick. And I don't know, it was a very strange experience. I remember walking into the room thinking George was like 40 years old for some reason. He was like so much older than me, but he's like younger than me. And I just had no idea who this German dude was in the room. And it was fucking hilarious, man. But that's what I mean. It's just been such a nice, like, have 12 or however many years of just getting to know each other and becoming so close. And it's insane how close like strangers can get, like just meeting like that. And we were kind of all just shoveled into this room and the magic happened and now we're here and it's fucking crazy.
Do you think you'll still be close after the band wraps up? Is that something that you're still going to have that bond?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like we're all wrapped up in each other's lives so much in one way or another, and to the point where we're all sticking around in the music industry now, or we all want to, and I think it's impossible to avoid that sometimes. We've all got so many common interests where we cross over, and I don't know, it would be a shame to not see that because it's been such an important part of our lives. And I think you take things like that, like for example, you go to high school with these people that you never see again, and sometimes you wish like, damn, I wonder what they're doing, and I wonder how they're going or whatever. And that's such a young version of yourself. But
Yeah.
having that in kind of modern day energy, I feel like you'd put a lot more effort to kind of savor these like everlasting relationships that have had such an effect on you over time.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes though. Life gets in the way, but
100%.
it's sometimes you pop in and you go, oh man. But yeah, especially bands. I know I
Yeah,
drive my guys crazy. We're about to get into a van on Friday and drive and
yeah,
do the thing. And I drive them
yeah.
nuts. I'm the talker and I'm the guy that doesn't shut up. But I know, it's something special about that time, and
A hundred
always
percent. Like, and I think like savoring that is just so important because, and that's the thing, like when we do catch up now, it's kind of exciting because it's going to be all these reflective moments. We're going to have so many memories rushing back over this whole year, and I think it's going to be so fun to just keep getting together and just like sharing those experiences. Like even when like George came over and we like chatted out for I don't know the first time in a while, it was like about just in depth of the band and the legacy and kind of like what we were doing all next and planning this final tour. We were just reflecting so much and like, remember when, remember this. And there is so much to unpack. It is just fucking insane. We couldn't possibly do it over one session.
so is there any more music in the vault that we'll likely see come
That's
out?
the thing. Like it's an interesting concept because like, I've always thought like I've loved when bands do like final singles and stuff, and we've got stuff in the bank, like, and I don't know, it's very easy to kind of just whip something together like that. You could be tempting me right now, so who
Link
knows?
the
I think
hounds.
that's what I mean, man. Like we've always been a very like creatively like inspired band, and do something like that would be fucking sick. So yeah, who knows? We do have like a year ahead of us. Maybe there's a parting gift to come. It would be nice, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome,
Yeah,
man. That'd be
that'd be sick.
awesome. But
That's it.
what's the plan after for you and the boys?
Yeah.
Are you doing things musically still? let me start that again. Are you still
Yeah.
going to be creatively create? I'm having trouble this morning. I think it's not just Zoom, it's me. Are you still going to be are you still going to be musically active in some form? There we go. I got it.
Absolutely. No, I'm sticking around like a bad smell for a little while to come yet. So yeah, I'll be popping my head in and out and just yeah, I'll be very active in the music industry and music scene still. So I'm very excited for that. And I don't know, it was difficult because like after the band ended, I'm thinking shit, like what am I gonna do now? But if I've learned anything, it's that I just love music and all I want to do with my life is surround myself with that. And I just happened to fall into like very lucky positions where I've been able to maintain that, and I'm consider myself so grateful for that because it's just a crazy experience to have just left school in love with something so special to me and still stick around and to have reached there via just that's the thing. I thought like fuck I have to do my resume, like I haven't really done anything with my life. And then I look at my fucking just everything I've learned from being in this band and it's fucking crazy, like how much I can do with myself. So yeah, it's a wild thing to look at. But yeah, I'll be sticking around for a while, don't you worry.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm excited to hear what you do next after,
Thank you, man.
it will it sort of be similar musically, or do you think you'll go in a different direction?
I'm giving band stuff like rest for a while. I think that's like the one of the main things. Like I still want to obviously create music and
Yes.
stuff, but I think just making sure that I'm giving it a rest and learning to fall in love with music again. Like that's my next goal. And I think where I've landed, it's going to be very easy to fall in love again because there's so much amazing music out there. And I'm changing scenery. I'm in Sydney at the moment, and like the music scene up here is like vastly different to Melbourne. And
Yeah.
breathing a lot of inspiration into like how I see things and how I absorb it. And it's beautiful to see again. It feels like a very weird like full circle moment where it's like a small music scene starting up again up here, and I haven't seen that since I was 18. So like it's fucking awesome to see. Like it's a like the sheer volume of bands coming out of here.
Yeah, it's awesome down there. We're going to be there on Sunday at
Amazing.
at Crowbar playing.
At Kroger,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
very
it's
sick,
gonna be
very
cool,
sick.
man. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
back down there. Heaps of good bands from Sydney. So,
it's
you know,
awesome, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So, man, of course, it's been awesome hanging out with you again. We can't wait to see you in Brisbane on Valentine's Day. Get your tickets,
absolutely.
2 tickets. Take your missus or your other partner. Let
That's what I mean. And that's a special final occasion just to be a date night. Like
date
it's
night.
perfect.
That's right.
Something to remember.
Absolutely, absolutely, it'd be a good one. But mate,
Absolutely.
from the bottom of my heart, mate, thank you for all you've done musically, and it's been inspiring to a lot of guys like me to see you just smash it, brother. And I
Thank
really
you, man.
wish you and the boys all the best with everything you
Thank
do.
thank you, man. It's always been a pleasure jumping on with you, and it's always been one of my favorite segments to just roll through and just have a great chat with. So I really appreciate all your help and your passion to it, mate. It's been fucking awesome ride, and I'm so glad we could share a bit of it with you.
And it won't be the last. We'll do this again at
Absolutely. We'll do
sometime.
this again. We will do this again. I promise you.
Yeah,
I promise you.
awesome, brother. Awesome. Well,
Amazing.
take care, bro. Thank you.
Legend. All right. I'll see you in a little bit, man.